Hello everyone, my name is Vesna Girl, and today, this is my face. You are seeing me for the first time. Well, most of you. Some of you have seen me before, but not too many of you. So, hello! It's me, Vesna Girl. So this is going to be the answers video to my Q&A video. Yeah, let's get started. The Frostfeely asks, have you ever had a boyfriend? No. Do you have a horse? Yes, I have two. Technically, one is a miniature horse, but it still counts. Who is your favorite model horse? This baby girl right here. I love her to pieces, and she is my child. I love her so. Do you have any best friends on YouTube? I have a lot, actually, but the ones that I think I'm closest to, that I talk to the most, is Snoopy is my horse, or Megan, Briar Horse Lover 199, or Brooke. And then Cheats Cheetah, but I don't think she's revealed her real name on YouTube, so I'm not going to say her real name because, yeah. What do you look like? I look like this. How many chickens can you fit in one pot? The world may never know. Briar Horse Lover 199, speak of the best friend, asks, what's your favorite model? Is Brooke fabulous? Brooke is extremely fabulous, and to anyone who says she's not, look again. Opinions on Sunny. So this is the weather girl, Sunny, and I have mixed feelings on this model. I mean, it's pretty, and the color's nice, and the shading is pretty darn good. Her markings are crisp, so I have nothing to complain about that, but she's very tippy. She's smaller than most of the models that I own, so she's really hard to film with. And, I don't know, I'm just not a huge fan of the mold. Her offside is really pretty, as you can tell. It's very, very nice. But her show side is just eh. So she's a good model overall. And if you like Arabians and the Weather Girl mold, I definitely think you should get her. If you don't have her, get her. Her next question is, would you shove a little girl out of line to get a briar you've always wanted? Nope. Blizzard645 asks, what's your fave color? Blue. What's your favorite and least favorite briar mold? My favorite is Idicus and my least favorite is Sham. No offense to Sham lovers, in my opinion, he's just not the best. P.S. You're awesome, congrats on 200. Thank you, Blizzard, I love you. Briar Point Production asks, how did you start collecting? It's not a very exciting story, I'm sorry. So my aunt and my mom gave me all of their briars when I was a lot younger. No, I wasn't that much younger. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. I was like 10, so about 4 years ago. And as soon as I got the briars, I looked for newer ones online and I found some. So I got those for Christmas. And my obsession only grew, so that's my exciting story of how I started collecting. I'm sorry it's boring. Who is your first briar and do you still have it? I do, and it was this lovely boy right here. I'm not sure what his OF name is, but he's on the vintage rearing stallion mold, and he's a Palomino. So this is him. He was the first briar that my mom had given me, and he will always stay with me because he's very sentimental to me and my mom, and he has a forever home and he will never get customized or changed or anything. So, next question. Shooting Star Horse asks, does anything inspire you to do the short films that you've been doing? Apart from you guys, not really. No offense to anyone. I don't know how that'd be offensive, but sorry anyway. The reason why I started making my short films is pretty much just because I had gotten a new camera and no one had really seen what I could do with it. So I wanted to just showcase what I had learned and what I could and was capable of. I don't know. I can't think of the right words. But I just wanted to show people what I could do with my camera and to introduce people to what benevolence would become before I released the casting call, so that people wouldn't be like, oh, well, I'm not going to audition for that. I mean, look at the camera she uses. But, I mean, it still does not mean that the quality of your camera means it's a good series. So, of course, the scripting and the characters and the casting and the plot and the storyline, it's not all quality. But I was just picky because I wanted to put out the best possible content I could, and when I got this camera, the content that I put out in my eyes was better than before. So yeah. Psycho Briar 267 asks, why did the chicken go to the disco club? To be a fabulous chicken, dancing at a disco club, and make everyone love it, and then become famous. If you saw a cow in your front yard, what would you do? I would go out and hug it and kidnap it and name it Hamburger. Appaloosa Palooza asks, what are some of your favorite model horse films? Vengeance Reign, Necrosis, Bitter, Divination, Conquering Tide, Into the Soul. Some of these have not come out, such as Necrosis, which is coming out today, I think. Yay. And Divination and Bitter have not premiered yet, but I've seen the scripts, and yay. And many others. The Adversary is also amazing. And I can't think of them all right now, I'm sorry. What is your favorite horse color? Anything dapple gray. I love dapple grays, they're beautiful. What's your favorite horse breed? Andalusian, because their mane and tail are life and love, and I drool over Andalusians. Did you ever attempt to customize a horse? If so, what was it and what does it look like? It looks like this, and obviously it's a fail, I know. It was airbrushed, and it was horribly painted, and the freaking, spray I used on it makes it look so dark, and it wasn't before I sprayed it, so it's so bad. But that's what it looks like. Don't judge me. Do you voice in other YouTubers' model horse films and series? Yes, I voice in quite a lot, actually. I'm not going to go into detail because there's like a whole freaking list of them, but I do, yes. What size do you prefer, traditional, classic, stablemate, etc., and why? I prefer traditionals, just my own preference. I just think they're bigger, which gives them more detail, and they're easier to film with because you don't have to worry so much about how giant your fingers are compared to the tiny little horses that you use. And it's nothing against the smaller scales, I just find them better, personally. What equipment do you use to edit film, cameras, etc.? I use my Nikon D3200, and it is my baby, and I love it so much. My editing equipment is just iMovie. I use a pretty standard Polaroid tripod, or is it Sony? I can't remember. It's just a really standard, like $15 tripod, but it's not that great. And then to record my voice for people, I use my Blue Snowball microphone, and it is amazing, and I love it. Hair, no! What model do you own that is the most difficult to film with? This little thing. She is so hard to film with. Not just because she tips all the time, like all the time. I cannot get her to stand up. Sometimes even if I prop her against a model, she just tips it over. Oof, I get so frustrated with this little creature. Do you collect Schleich horses? Nope. Do you prefer Breyer, Peterstone, Schleich, or any other model horse brand? I prefer Breyers. Peterstones are really expensive. Although they are very pretty, I just don't have the money for them. Or I do, but I'd rather buy like 3 Breyers rather than 1 Peterstone. So, yeah. Do you have a favorite animal? Horses. Do you have a favorite book or a favorite movie? I have a favorite book and not really a favorite movie because there's so many amazing movies out there. My favorite book is either Wicked Lovely or To Kill a Mockingbird. I love both of those books. Meadowside Model Horses asks, what is your holy grail? A holy grail that I do not own is Briar Rushmore. A grail that I do own is, again, this gorgeous, gorgeous girl. I love her to pieces. And for those of you who don't know what model she is, this is Briar Melange, or Melange, I don't know how you say it, I'm sorry. She was a JAH, Just About Horses, special run, limited to 1,000 pieces, and she was 2010. I knew that. I didn't just look at her stomach. Tales of Lithin asks, are you going to Briarfest next year? I am. Hopefully. 99.99999% sure. Hopefully. What country are you currently living in? The United States of America. Arcana Books 37 asks, how many Briars do you have in your collection? I have exactly 58 Briars in my collection. Are you going to Briar Fest? Unfortunately, not this year. What is your most expensive model? Again, this girl. I got her for $90 off of eBay, which is actually a really good deal for her, and she's in great condition. She is pretty much flawless, apart from like one tiny little shiny mark she has on her shoulder, but you can't even see it. So. Bye, hair. No. Keep Common Love Schleich asks, which word could describe your personality? One word. Random. What is your most unique model? I would say it would be Uncalled For. Mainly because of her color. I don't think Briar makes too many Silver Bay models. And I think her head marking is maybe a little bit unique. If you can't see that, she has like, what do you call it? A separated star? I don't know. I'm sorry. Or like two separate stars on her face, which I find very gorgeous. And she has a huge little snip. And then another one underneath her lip, which I find adorable. So, I think she's... I personally think she's my most unique model. And I love her. And she's glossy, so... Roxy9682 asks, do you have an Instagram? If you do, what is it? My Instagram is just Vesna That one is me. The one with the pretty little mini pony on it. Yes, that is my baby. I love him. I believe that was the last question as well. It was. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching and putting comments down and questions and letting me answer them. So, I look forward to seeing you all in my next video. Bye-bye!